You are listening to the Marriage Clinic Podcast, a podcast on love, marriage, and personal development. Our purpose is to inspire and equip you with knowledge and skills to enable you to have lasting and fulfilling relationships. Now your host, Joshua Mulgrew.
Hello, this is the Marriage Clinic Podcast, a podcast about love, marriage, and your personal development. I had the opportunity to speak to a group of young people about how to attract the right kind of person. In this talk, I spoke about how to position yourself in such a way that the right person will find you and you will find the right person. Trigger warning. There are some things I say in this video that may trigger you or may not apply to you. Don't get upset with me. You can leave your comments on the video, but I just want you to know everything I said was said out of love. And if you hear me with a heart of love, you realize that I said a lot of great things that are going to make your life better. It's going to be broken into two. There's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. The first part, I do a lot of talking, and the second part, I took questions from the crowd. I'm so glad we're ending the year with such a magnificent podcast. God bless you. Take good care of yourself, and we'll bring you more. This week, I want to talk to you about how to attract the right kind of person. I'll speak for probably about 30 minutes, and then we will take a couple of questions and then end. All right. So if you have a Bible, I'm going to speak from the biblical context. If you have a Bible, let's go to Ruth chapter 3. We'll go from verse 7 to 11. Ruth 3, 7 to 11. And I will read. After Boaz had finished eating and drinking he was in good spirits, he lay down at the far end of the pile of grain and went to sleep. Then Ruth came quietly, uncovered his feet, and laid down. Around midnight, Boaz suddenly woke up and turned over. He was surprised to find the woman lying at his feet. "Who are you?" he asked. "I'm your servant Ruth," she replied. "Spread the corner of your cover over me, for you are my family redeemer." "The Lord bless you, my daughter," Boaz exclaimed. "You are showing even more family loyalty now than you did before. You have not gone," now look at this, "you have not gone after a younger man, whether rich or poor. Now don't worry about a thing, my daughter. I will do what is necessary for everyone in town to know you are a virtuous woman." Praise God. When we talk about this story in Ruth, we often use it to talk about a woman approaching a man or the need to find a husband and so on. But one thing you should take from this scripture is that by the time Ruth was lying at the feet of Boaz, Boaz had already done an assessment program on her. Do you understand me? He had already done his research work. In as much as Naomi told Ruth that put on a nice dress, put on perfume, and go and lie at his feet. We don't have time to look at that scripture, but said, put on a nice dress, put on perfume, and go and lie at his feet, hoping that that would be a reason why he would want to marry her. But Boaz's assessment was not on whether there was perfume on her or not. He had already made an assessment of her and had called her a virtuous woman. It's important to note, especially for my young sisters who are out there, it's important to understand that you will be assessed from a distance. You will be assessed from a distance, especially when you think no one is watching. Okay? Now, we call this how to attract the right person because you need to understand that in order to get married successfully, you must attract the right kind of person. And today, I'm going to rush through the how so that we can get to questions. Okay? How do you attract the right person? Number one, realistically profile the kind of person you can attract. Realistically profile the kind of person you can attract. And if you want a tagline or something to remember this point by, write this down. Don't chase fairy tales. Date in your lane. Don't chase fairy tales. Date in your lane. I blame the problems we have today. Some of them I blame on Disney cartoons. Others I blame on Hollywood. Others I blame on Nollywood, Bollywood, and now Korean dramas in addition. There is this belief in every young lady's head that she deserves the top 10% of men that are out there. And that is what keeps a lot of ladies single. Not every lady gets the prince in shining armor. Not every lady gets the highly educated man who is earning everything. Some people get the middle class. Some people get the lower echelons. And sometimes when I look at the person who is assessing themselves that they deserve the top 10% of men, I don't know how to tell them that, my sister, lower your expectation. The face you have, the character you have, the mind you have, it's the top 10% does not come for your type. And I'm glad I'm saying it to a group of people so no one will necessarily feel insulted. But if you would stop pegging yourself so high, maybe you'll be bought. So, number one, realistically profile the kind of person you can attract. All right? Let me give you an example. Toyota, those who make Toyota cars. How many of us have heard of Toyota? How many of us have heard of Kia? All right? Now, how many of us have heard of Mercedes? How many of us have heard of BMW? Great. And now, how many of us have heard of Ferraris, Lamborghinis? The people who create Toyota do not sit down and say, we want people who buy Lamborghinis to come and buy Toyota. Do you understand? The people who make Infinix phones do not profile their customers to be the people who buy iPhones. Has lower grade processor. The phone will not last as long. They understand that based on the kind of phone we are, it is Efo and Mbayaya who are going to come and buy my type of phone. And they have no problem about it. So they price their phone in a bracket where the carpenter, you understand me, the driver, and the other person can afford. When iPhone puts a phone out there and it tells you that the phone is 36,000 Ghana cedis, he is not thinking about the student coming to buy it. He understands that this is a high earner, and someone who is going to buy a phone for 32,000 Ghana cedis must be earning much more than that in a month. Do you understand me? Translate it to dating. If you place yourself so high that you disregard certain people on a certain level, those you are targeting don't want you. And those that want you, you say you don't want, you will be single. It's a painful truth. Do you understand me? Guys are able to do that calibration faster than women. A guy can see a lady. Charlie, the girlfriend, now this one there, Charlie, she's above my league. He won't waste his time going to propose because he understands that I can't maintain her. She's too beautiful, the kind of life she's used to, and he will go for someone within his league. But I don't know what it is about girls that they cannot assess themselves and say that this type I won't get. Rikadaya, I want someone with a car. Lord, I want someone who is earning 6 figures. My sister. And some people right now are feeling very insulted. What do you mean? Are you saying I don't deserve the best? Yes, I'm saying that. I'm telling you the truth. Hello? If you have observed life, and for young ladies who are between the ages of 27 to 30 and have seen a lot of their mates get married, you will realize that a lot of the time the seemingly ugly girls get married before the beautiful ones. Can I tell you why? When a girl knows that mihonyefe on do you get what I'm trying to say? Hello? I'll leave that for questions. Number 2, make sure you have worked on yourself and worked through your issues to attract the right kind of person. Make sure you have worked on yourself and worked through your issues. Make sure you have worked on yourself and you have worked through your issues. Now, if you are looking for something to write this down. Build your value. Become the kind of person someone prays for. Build your value. Become the kind of person someone is praying for. Do you understand me? I'm a handsome guy does not cut it. If you are handsome but you are insecure, you will start dating and you'll be out of the relationship. Because every 2 minutes, who was that guy you were talking to? Who was that guy who parked in the car? You are riding a motorbike. A guy parks in a car and is talking to your lady. All of a sudden, you are so intimidated. You are angry. You are hitting doors. Then if that's how you, then let's break up. And she says, okay. Are you with me? If you don't work through your weakness, your anger issues, your insecurities, your talking carelessly, if you don't work through those issues, and listen, the most foolish statement you can ever make is that I'm looking for someone who will just accept me the way I am. You are not wise. Your lecturers are not accepting you the way you are to give you a certificate. They expect you to improve in knowledge. Your bosses in the workplace are not accepting you the way you are. Life does not accept you the way you are. Life accepts you on your improvement. So why is it that when it comes to character, as for me, I have daddy issues. So I need a man who can cope with my insecurities. There's something wrong with you. There's no man who has time for that. Work through your issues. Make yourself an asset. As a man, make yourself an asset. As a woman, make yourself an asset. There are so many guys who are too insecure. I would like to settle down, but I don't have anything to settle down at the moment. Then you ask them, when do you want to get married? Just send me to Tonya Mansa. Where Jimiana? You see, listen to this and understand this. When you see a baby elephant, you know it will become an elephant. Are you with me? And a baby elephant knows it will become an elephant. They say, what is it? Yeah, there's a statement like that. A baby elephant is not afraid of becoming big. There are times you must be able to know who you are, to be able to sell your current state, that people will be willing to marry you in your current state because you are going places. When we first got married, there are some people here who were coming to our house, and they know. It was a plastic table and plastic chairs in our living room. I never sat down and said, until I get a flat screen, until I get a this, before I will. No. When you have a certain level of confidence about who you are, you know that these things are a matter of time, and I am not going to allow them to hold me back. And you say, but other people who want to date her, they have cars. They are living their future. Are you with me? And you must be confident enough in yourself. And you must have worked on yourself enough to attract the right kind of person. As a lady, insecurity, it looks horrible. Unnecessary demands. Every time you are talking, I want. It's never I can give. I want a man who understands me. I want a man me. I don't want a man who always come home and say he wants a fresh meal. Oh. Me, I don't want a man who will come and worry me. Hey. I'm running out of time. Make sure you've worked on yourself and worked on your issues. Okay? Understand. You must improve to become the kind of person someone prays for. Number 3, remember this. As sad as it may sound, okay? When it comes to marriage, it is on the man's terms. I know young ladies out there. I know you've been taught equality. I know you've been taught your views matter. I know you've been taught that there's a standard you keep and whoever comes is going to have to meet that standard and so on and so forth. I know. And it sounds good. But the truth of the matter is that you can't get married until a man asks you to marry him. So no matter how proud you are, and no matter how you talk about it with your friends, realize that the price of an item is dictated by the buyers, not the sellers. Look, if I said to you right now, let's use this example. How much does a bottle of water about this size cost? 2 cedis, 50 pesos, 3 cedis. If you went into a fuel station shop, you probably will be 4 cedis, 3 or 4 cedis, okay? If I hold on to this bottle and I say, I'm selling this bottle for 15 cedis. The question you will ask is, can I get the same bottle for 3 cedis elsewhere? True or false? What is unique about this bottle? Nothing. Am I getting more water in this bottle? No. So why would I want to buy this for 15? And the bottle says, I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. But the person is saying, I know what I see and what I will get. What happens? As long as you hold it at 15 cedis, people will go to the shop outside and buy it for 3 cedis. No matter how you shout and jump and make noise, the truth of the matter is that at the end of it all, it is a man that has to come and propose and say, I want to come and see your family and I want your hand in marriage. So instead of dictating what should happen, find out what that man wants or what men out there want and begin to align yourself to it. I know that out there, the demands now for ladies is that I need to have a washing machine. I can't be sitting down and washing clothes. I need to have a caregiver to be helping with the baby. But the men out there who are buying are looking for a lady who can also wash their clothes. Make your mind. Do you want to stand on I need a washing machine and buy your own washing machine and be alone at home? Or you admit to the fact that, yes, if I truly want to get married, and the men out there want a woman who is going to cook a fresh meal. If I cannot play the position, don't apply for the job. Who walks into an office and dictates to the employer the terms of their contract? You walk into an office and you say, well, I know you are looking for a sales girl in the shop, but I want to let you understand that I don't wake up early. So I can only come to work around 11 o'clock. On Saturdays, I normally like to have time with the girls. So I can't come on Saturdays. And the amount you are offering, I'm not too happy about it. So increase the amount. I'm here to work. Will you be employed? But that's what ladies are doing to guys. I need a guy who has this. I need a guy who has a car. Me, I can't marry and be walking. Oh. And the guy looks at you Okay, you can't marry and be walking. Then he steps to the other side and says, well, I'm ready to start with someone. If we walk, one day we'll buy a car. Pam, it take come. I will not lower my standards for anybody. Don't lower. It's fine. Don't lower the standard. You be there. Obechewa abontin. Are you with me? Obechewa, obechepa. Because you see, the one who is coming and buying the washing machine is buying the washing machine for the lady he has brought into the house, who is an asset, who is also bringing in the region of about 7,000 cedis a month to 15,000 cedis a month. So if she can earn that outside, why should I waste her time behind a bucket washing? Men think in those levels. Or she's coming in with family connections that are going to let me get some contracts. But your village, when we pass here and we pass here and we pass there, even when we even look at your family members, there are liabilities in addition. I know, are you with me? Because when you enter a house, you have to look around. Hey, I'll be paying hypertension for the mother. The brother is still in school, so I'll be paying school fee. Guys make those assessments. Then on top of that, me, I can't be cooking every evening. Oh. Hey, my sister. What am I getting out of this? No, ladies, I'm trying to put you in a man's mind. What am I? Is it a force? Hello? A funny thing happened to me. I was counseling two couples in this church. One of them came to me and was complaining that his wife is putting pressure on him that they must buy a car because someone else had got a car and she's tired and she can't be holding the children. And they were at a certain income bracket. Then a day or two later, another one who was in a higher income bracket came and was complaining to me that he wants to buy a car, and the wife is telling him that where they live and where they work, a car is not necessary. They should use the money for something else. Now, if you have the chance to choose as a man, which one will you choose? When the other one said this, I said, Charlie, this guy has hit the jackpot too. Hey! The other one that there was nothing in her head, you shall see her. Hey, as for me, no, I can't be. Hey! We move. So remember, it's a man's world. If you want to get married, remember it's a man's world. Period. A few seconds left. Number 4. Note and manage seasons and times of attraction. Note and manage seasons and times of attraction. If you are looking for something to write under it right now, timing is everything. Miss your season, miss your marriage. Are you with me? Let me explain it well. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, to everything there's a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. If you live in an area that is still developing and you have a lot of beds, like my area, or if you've planted a lot of trees in your house, you will realize that at certain seasons, a lot of birds migrate and come. But what you will realize is that there's a period where you see a lot of birds laying eggs. So you see a lot of nests, those very annoying yellow birds that are always making noise. You see them building nests and other things around. But what you will notice is that during the mating season, a lot of birds change their color. The males develop longer tails. Some of them are able to change from light brown to bright red. All of that is done to attract a mate. Are we together? What you must understand is that when it comes to the issue of marriage, there are certain periods when it is easier to get married than others. If you do not take advantage of that season, marrying out of that season is much more difficult. Not impossible, but much more difficult. Okay? Now, all this information I'm giving is anecdotal. I'm not basing it on any empirical research. It's on my observation of several years. Okay? Now, in American Caucasian societies, that's the white American society, especially the middle to upper class, there's something they tell the girls who are going to university. They tell them that a ring by spring. A ring by spring, which means that before you come out of university, get somebody who has engaged you and is ready to marry you. Because societies that have evolved and understand the concept of marriage know that for a lady, the best and the easiest time to get married is between the ages of 21 to 26. If you miss that bus, the rest is we've come this far by faith. But the irony is that you will see them bluffing within that stage. At the stage you are supposed to zero in on a correct one and marry, that's when you are eating pizza from this one, you are sitting on this one's motorbike, you are going for a weekend with this one, because wisdom has not taught them it's a stage of selecting. Their foolishness makes them believe it's a stage of enjoying. So they waste that period. And then all of a sudden, after 26, 27, they come to life. And they can't understand why all the good guys are gone. Because during the hunting season, you didn't make yourself available. Am I saying after that it's impossible? No. But the moment you are out of that bracket, accept that it is significantly more difficult. Pastor, why are you saying it about only the men? The men also have their own. If you are a man and you don't get married between the ages of 25 to 30, it becomes significantly more difficult to settle down. It might be due, especially when you are now established. I was talking to someone the other time. He is wealthy, he has everything, and he says he's tired. He will be with this one, then realizes because that after 2 minutes, she's making demands. Then he realizes that this one doesn't like me for who I am. And I said in my head, of course, at the time you didn't have much and you should have settled down. You were playing the field. Now you are taking your children to school and they are saying, hey, grandpa brought you to school today. So don't think it's easier for men after the age of 30 for a man to settle down. You look around and look at all the guys who are 32, 34, 35 and look at their life. You can see that they may not say, but they are frustrated. Because by then they've already developed certain tendencies. They are picky. They have certain unrealistic standards. They can't, you see, let me use this advisedly. Women come with complications. And tolerance for those complications leaves after 30. 25 to 30, you can tolerate. Oh, you didn't call me. You can tolerate it at that time. The way you are quiet, who were you thinking about? And say, oh, so you are not thinking about me. 25 to 30-year-old can tolerate it. But the 33-year-old who has a management presentation to make tomorrow, and a lady has come to sit on his couch and saying, what are you thinking about? He said, get up and leave here. So don't think it's easier for me. And you guys over there who you are reaching your 30s, you are above your 30s, you feel like, oh, when it is time, I will find, you'll be surprised. So know that there's a season when it is easier. That's number 4. Number 5, your best bet at marriage is your boring friend. Especially if you are between the 21 to 25 bracket or the 25 to 30 bracket. Let me give you, if you are within that age bracket, if you are a lady and you are between 21 to 25, give me a wave. Your best bet is the boring friend. If you are between 21 to 26. Do this quickly. Let me see you. 21 to 26. Let me give you some good advice. Prince Charming is not coming. That's your friend you have friend zoned. Go and open the zone door and usher him back. Just be pushing pianity chord. Just be pushing the head like this. And say, my pastor has advised me. So you are all in the fellowship together and you are saying that, oh, brother this. No. From today, call him Isaac. He's no longer brother this any longer. Just push his head back. And if you had friend zoned him and he's forgotten now, you begin to say things to him like, any lady will be lucky to have a guy like you. Oh, me, I'm ready for a guy like you who is starting life. Like there are some boy you can give him that will let him understand that I've been moved from the friend zone back to the it may be possible zone. If you are clapping, clap well. Do you understand me? Listen. And can I tell you another secret? The boring, not so flashy, they don't tell too many jokes kind of guys are normally the people who become the 10% of highest earners in society. So put aside that, what do they call it? When I saw him, then I heard that sound. Then you hear some people say, I'm not feeling the chemistry. Don't worry. Let's find the physics. Do you understand me? Chemistry can be created. Reliability cannot be manufactured. Honesty cannot be manufactured. Do you understand me? A relationship with God cannot be manufactured. So why are you throwing away the things that you cannot get easily for the things that you can get easily and the things that easily disappear? In every marriage, the chemistry, it goes and it comes. In every marriage. One guy once said something. It's foolish wisdom, but there's some sense to it. He said, show me a beautiful woman, and I will show you a man who is tired of sleeping with her. No matter how fine a woman is, there comes a time whoever has her is tired. So chemistry is overrated. No matter how handsome and broad-chested a man is, there comes a time when the lady is also tired of him. So you don't base your decision on things that are fleeting. You can't train a man to be honest. But take that guy who is like that. You can give him a nice pair of jeans. You can give him some Jordans. You can give him some beard oil. And his swag will come. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So please, don't overlook the boring one. Don't overlook close friends that you gel with. It will be a mistake you will regret. Let me land on the last one and I'll take questions. Be mindful of your packaging. It's only God who looks at the heart. Man looks at the outside. Be mindful of your packaging. You see, you can say who you want, but if you don't position yourself to be liked by the kind of people you want, you won't get it.